Dog breeder that created a Frankenstein's monster regrets his decision. Even the most hardened cat person can appreciate a good dog. They're called man's best friend for a reason. No one can resist the love and affection of a loyal canine. But while every pup is special, one breed has a unique past that's darker than most people want to acknowledge. An Australian dog breeder recently shared some serious regrets about his work, which he set out to help solve a problem. He did something much worse. He created a Frankenstein's monster, which kicked off a terrible chain of events that's still continuing today. In the 1980s, Wally Conran worked as a breeding manager for the Royal Guide Dogs Association of Australia. While his job allowed him to help people in need, it wasn't always easy. One day, the association received a particularly challenging request in the form of a letter from Hawaii. A blind woman needed a guide dog, but she had one specific problem: no one had been able to help. The woman needed a guide dog to help her function, but there was one problem. Her husband was allergic to Labrador retrievers, which complicated their life at home in one crucial way. Labrador retrievers are the preferred breed for guide dog, but the woman's husband couldn't deal with their dander. Conran started racking his brain for any possible solution to suggest. Eventually, one came to mind. Poodles don't shed, so Conran tried to find one that could act as a guide dog. It wasn't easy. After auditioning 30 canines, none of them had the appropriate disposition. Time was running out. Conran wanted a pup with a lab's disposition and a poodle's hypoallergenic coat. No such dog existed, however. In a moment of desperation, the breeder decided to try to make one on his own. After a while, Brandy the lab and Harley the poodle paired off. 9 weeks later, 3 puppies were born. Conran had done it. The woman could get her guide dog after all. One of the puppies was sent to Hawaii, but the other 2 remained in Australia. Try as he might, Conran couldn't find anyone to adopt the dogs. One day, however, he had an idea. He called the dogs Labradoodles and reached out to the media. Before long, call after call started pouring in. Thanks to the rebranding effort, everyone wanted to adopt his new hybrid breed. It was a gimmick, Conran recalled in a conversation with ABC News. They were a crossbreed, nobody wanted them, but everyone wanted a Labradoodle. Same dog, different name. But it wasn't a happy ending. Conran realized he'd created an unsustainable demand for the breed. While Labradoodles were meant to solve one specific problem, now everyone wanted one as a status symbol. Drastic action was needed. I realized what I'd done within a matter of days, Conran remembered. I went out to our big boss at the time and I said, "Look, I've created a monster. We need to do something." Unfortunately, dog breeds cannot be trademarked. Before long, breeders around the world selling their own Labradoodles and other hybrid pets. I opened a Pandora's box and released a monster, Conran said. While some hybrid dogs come from reputable breeders, that isn't always the case. Unfortunately, there are plenty of unscrupulous folks who are trying to capitalize on people's desire for a designer pup. Many designer dogs come from puppy mills, where animals are kept in poor conditions for the sole purpose of breeding. The canines are seen as a means to a profit rather than as beloved pets. We've seen puppy mills cash in big time on these designer breeds. John Goodwin, a senior director at the Humane Society of the United States, explained, "A lot of these breeding dogs are kept in miserable, inhumane conditions. Even if they're born in a humane environment, however, Labradoodles can still have health problems. When you mix 2 different dog breeds, not everything works out in a seamless fashion. While plenty of Labradoodles are healthy, some struggle with hip and elbow dysplasia. In those cases, the dog's joints don't fit together smoothly. Complications can range from arthritis to permanent lameness." At the end of the day, that's Conran's biggest concern. While his first love might have been horses, he's a canine lover at heart. He just wants to ensure that people aren't breeding dogs that are bound for long-term health issues. But even he can see the dog's appeal. "I find that the biggest majority of Labradoodles are either crazy or have a hereditary problem," he explained. "But I do see some damn nice Labradoodles.